Hey guys, Trader Bryce here. This is a totally different style of small cap recap, but I realized that I'm actually always talking about the importance of studying during, this slower market. So I'm doing something a little bit different today. Today's small cap recap is actually going to be a Small Cap Rockets webinar, one of the more recent ones. I want to show you real examples of how I study, how I help my students study, and basically just give you tips, give you a general idea of what to be doing during this, again, slower market. Check it out. If you guys like this style of webinar, I really urge you to try it. The link in the description below. It'll be a trial to Small Cap Rockets. And if you like it, we do these webinars all the time. This is the perfect way to utilize a slower time in the market. So anyways, without further ado, we're going to get into this previous webinar. If you like it, hit that link down below. And I hope you guys enjoy this style for Small Cap Recap. See ya.
What's up, ladies and germs? Probably haven't heard that one in a while. I'm just gonna go live for a little bit here. I'm in a trade, so figured why not. I got that BWV. Looking for my first exit of 420 shares at 690 because I am 12 years old. All in all looks good. PRPL, whoever brought, I think JoJo brought that up. Good either. That's a unique one. I'll go over that in a second. In the meantime, let's see what we can get on BWV here. Just risking that 642 low. I'm at like a 2-to-1 right now, but I want to have some shares for this for potential high of daybreak and like a maybe a 750 swipe. I don't know. And by the way, I should change that to. I think that math checks out. No, it should be. There we go. Yeah, I like the potential this has, especially this looks like a very just kind of traditional. I'll probably actually have an order at 680 as well. Just to get off a little bit of size. I only have 5,000 shares, so nothing too crazy. But again, I would like to have like at least 2,500 stub. I'd like to have half my size for a high a day test, just because I mean this daily chart is just really nice in my eyes, right? Like you just have a pretty clean 7 breakout again, knowing that there are warrants at 7. That doesn't mean they have to exercise them. They more often than not they will, but you could get a pretty interesting squeeze if they don't dump it. I mean, these are the charts where shorts are like, oh, I'll just add through, I'll add. Like the risk really should be 712, right? Like that previous high. And so if that breaks, you get an interesting potential where, okay, shorts aren't going to cover yet. They're going to wait for those warrants to start getting exercised and wait for that top, where they'll likely just be adding, which is why if they're not exercising warrants at 7, you're going to get just like an overpiled crowd of shorts without a real risk level that just end up, again, if this is like if this is true and they don't exercise, you have that potential for a real squeeze. Let me get the float check up, a little flotation check. 6 mil. Yeah, I mean, that just has all the, in fact, I'm actually going to cancel my order at 680 for, I was going to say for better or worse, but probably for worse. I mean, someone's accumulating here. I mean, they have to, right? Like that's why we're moving up like this. And generally this isn't a daily chart that I trust, right? It's very manipulated. But is there a reason for that? Then, there are times where I'm like, okay, well, why is it being manipulated? And again, more likely than not, it's to dump right over 7, which is why I say a potential like 750 swipe before they just really start unloading, try to hold it up at 7 for a while. Here's how I would envision this chart looking if it were to do what I think it can do. Let's make this like that. Let's say you get the breakout, you get this 7 test, chop, 750, just hovering the 7s, right above 7 before they, finish dumping. And more likely than not, in my opinion. But again, the really important thing I think to note here is that, you know, over the past few days, it's dumped into close, and these so far it hasn't, right? Like midday has kind of been the death of this stock. Here again, midday, and then once again, well, I guess over here is where we had that fall off, but let's see if we can get something here anyways. I gotta readjust that. There we go. So we got that break by a penny through 675, which now it's not doing anything. I don't know if I like that a whole lot. There's a lot of selling there at 675, like a lot of hidden selling. That's all hidden size on the ask. I'm taking half off there. I mean that's a lot of hidden selling. I mean, we just had, you know, a couple 100,000 shares, 200,000 shares go through without the ask getting any bigger. Okay, now it got a little bigger. You know, that's a lot of hidden selling for this. Now they're again oh, tough. That's tough, Alna. I'm glad I dumped that. Not to say it can't go higher, just something to keep an eye on. Like that is clearly, and again, what's the reason for this? So back in the day when there wasn't as much liquidity as there is today, you would have, it'd be very easy to manipulate the price of a stock with one person with big money, or one fund or whatever, loading up both sides, right? So they'd be buying dips and shorting pops. And at that point, they're boxed. They can then determine whatever way they want the stock to go, right? If the float is 6 million, if they lock up 4 million shares, and they're also short like 3 million shares, okay, well now they cover their position and they start loading long. They start buying into their covers. You're forcing a squeeze. You're literally you're forcing a squeeze. And so that oftentimes is why, you know, during this you're going to get that hidden selling. If that's someone with big size accumulating, there's a reason for that. Now again, that was back in the day when there's less liquidity, but again, like let's take a look here. And this isn't trading an unreasonably high number of shares, right? Like that is possible. You know, perhaps that's what they were doing with these dumps, right? Perhaps that's what all of these dumps were them just shorting down. You know, maybe this was them that started this, the buying in the fours, and then shorting up in the sixes, and then buying more in the fours, then shorting more in the sixes, and then same thing. And so maybe that's them doing this again here. Maybe they're building into that short position, knowing they're already loaded. Again, this is full speculation. But you know, knowing they've got a sub 5 average, now they're shorting near 7. Again, or it could just be one massive short that's like, this isn't going higher. I didn't even look through the filings. Maybe their warrant isn't, or their warrants aren't directly at 7. In fact, let's see. Let's try to go through that right now. Let's see if I can find it anywhere. More hidden selling at 675. What do you know? What do you know? Okay. Is this it right here? Let's see. We'll just go with the HTML. If it wants to load. Nice. A bunch of 2s. Looks like I might need to dig into a different, oh, there's a little, okay. There's a little dipski there. I'm gonna get ready to exit the remainder of my shares just in case. Canceled my 420 shares sell. Okay, anyways, back to okay, there's a lot more. Let's see. Ah, this is a Wainwright pump. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just doing a little digging here. Just after completion of this offering, assuming full exercise warrants. Okay, so that'll literally double the float. I haven't done this in forever. Like, really looked through. Trying to see if there's a price. I might have just missed it. All right, there's some size at 675. Let's see if they take it out. Per share. Might be in a different document too. April 19th, okay. HC Wainwright, that is awesome. HC Wainwright pumps are just, I mean, that's about as sketchy as you can get. A solid play or warrant shares in such plan of distribution, page 157. How do I find the, here we go, down here maybe? I'm just trying to see if I can find a price. Okay, let's see. Okay, those exercise prices are at 1035. No, okay. Well, I'm just seeing 1035 so far. But, you know, a reason for that, this might not be accounting for. I'll need to do some more digging there. 1035 again. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just seeing 1035, so you guys can see me live, right? Can you guys hear me? I'm not just streaming to myself, am I? Let me know in chat if you guys can hear me. I think you should be able to. Someone just asked BWV here, though. I do like it. I still like it. I don't know. I mean, I think the risk for me is still at 640 level. I'm not going to trust that 650. And I don't think I'll add to this. Alna, that just sucks. That was a really nice looking chart too. This PRPL, okay, I said I'd get into that. Very interesting. There's clearly it's found a bottom. Okay, perfect. So they beat earnings, right? But this is like a very real stock. Like this was real, right? I mean, this was a really crazy move. And now we're down from 40 down to 3. We're down 90% plus off highs. They beat earnings. So we have a real bounce potential, like maybe up to, I guess it depends. I think the float on this is like 40 mil. And so it's not going to rotate float. It's clearly a slower mover. But this setup, I've seen this exact intraday setup a number of times. I'd be buying like a trend break. Low risk, a low risk scenario thing where I'm risking like 374. You have a lot of stuff. All right, let's see. I'm going to get my order back for 690. If we can break through that. This just feels like a trap though. Now it feels like they're waiting for like, that looks too easy. But we'll see. We'll see if they dump it again here. See if I can get my 690 sell for 420. Come on, baby. Nope. No. Oh, maybe. All right. I sold a little more there at like 682. Again, just feels too easy. But I mean, that trap is kind of interesting though too, right? Like that dump is interesting, but again, it feels like they know that people are waiting for this, right? Like that's what it feels like to me. And I also know that this is halted down before. Like this is not, I mean, this is just dumped on air in the afternoon. So I want to stay safe. I've got 2,000 shares left. Trying to sell 420 at 690 just because YOLO. In which case, then I'll just hold the 1,500 for like, I mean, if we hold up, I'll literally just put my risk at that 640 level and just see what happens. If we close at like 750, I'll swing it, right? Like because then I have a feeling they try to gap it up, something like that. I also wanted to keep an eye on Rivian, see if we recovered a little bit. Held that low, nice. We get back perk up over VWAP and consolidate right at VWAP. We have that ABCD pattern still intact. So I'll keep an eye on that. They're an earnings winner. Kind of. I think the fact that it didn't just plummet on earnings is actually the more important factor. Like they didn't these stupid asks. Oh my gosh. Just let me hit 690. Oh my gosh. 6 cents away. And I have to sell at 690. It's just an iconic number. You know? BTTX, someone said to watch. Oops. Ooh, okay. Interesting. We have a little first green day potential here. Yeah, I mean, I would argue that's probably the nicest it's looked for a potential first green day. That's a good eye. Good eye. I'd keep an eye on that for maybe a pop up to like 225. You know, nothing crazy, but if we can get some consolidation, that's a great watch for a first green day. So, and especially it's in the afternoon, right? You kind of broke this little multi-day base there in the 180s and then recovered. And again, every other first green day attempt has been out of the gates. This is the afternoon one. It didn't even try this morning. I mean, a tiny bit, but really not. It had no volume. It wasn't like this had trapped people, right? People were getting trapped in there. And now, oops. I like that. I like that watch. You got some bidders. That's a good one. That's a good one to watch. And it's still, relatively speaking, on the daily chart. I know it's a little hard for you guys to see that daily chart, but it's relatively speaking holding up just fine. So that first green day really could actually lead to like a 250 pop. Again, still looking at purple, PRPL. All right, come on, baby. Fill me. Oh, come on, 2 cents away. Or do I just set tops with my massive share count? It can eat through 25,000 shares at 675, but I know my 420 at 690 is a big level of resistance. So We'll see. If this does break through 7 though and holds well, I think we get another pop again. Like I explained, kind of my theory. We'll see if that actually something like that happens, but something like that, right? Where you get this 7 test consolidation, pop through 750, and if it's 690. Come on, woo! Let's go! Oh, iconic. That's iconic. Oh man, that just made my day. I don't even care if I lose on the rest of this. Oh, I gotta send this to the boys. Matt Monaco's FaceTiming me. I declined him. All right, I am gonna get going here though, guys. You guys know my plan on this. But again, just that's kind of what I wanted to go through. Just kind of like what I'm looking at, right? So we'll see. I'll try to hop back on though. I'm gonna be looking at purple through that trend break. I gotta call Matt back though. I'll keep an eye on BTTX. I do like that look, and yeah, just we'll see how it plays out. Again, I'm pretty sure one of my good friends, a short bias trader, and he's not short this. He was just posting his thoughts. We're mentioning they had warrants at 7, so I'm just gonna keep that and note on that. And again, just know how that know what that can mean, but doesn't have to mean. They're just exercises. They can push it to 20 if they want. So, anyways, all right, I'll try to hop back on before like power hour time, but that's what we're looking. That's what I'm looking at so far. So,
We hope you guys enjoyed that last video. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of the StocksTrade community. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but we can't do it without your help. So if you enjoy what we're putting out and want to hear more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.